Welcome, everybody, to Ron Garverick Speaks here on this Monday evening. Thank you for joining me today. You could catch me on Instagram, not Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube right here on Ron Garverick Speaks. Hey, I got to talk to you guys a little bit about one thing that really is getting to my head right now. And it's what kind of leader do you want to be? What kind of leader do you want to be? That is the question today on Ron Garverick Speaks, the new podcast. The new podcast that's airing almost every day. It's a great opportunity for you guys to look back is all about, right? And it talks about what kind of leader you want to be. Now, John C. Maxwell talks about the 5 levels of leadership. And I want to go over them today because it's highly important that we understand what the 5 levels of leadership is. Because to get to the level that we want, to get to the level that people want to follow us and not be forced to follow us, not be demanded to follow us, we have to learn what each 5 levels are. And I want to get to them really quickly because this podcast is the short end of a podcast. I don't want it to be too long, but I don't want it to be too short. Now, the Automotive Architect Sales podcast is a pretty long podcast, okay? And we get deep down into what we need to in the automotive side. One thing I want to get to before we get to the 5 levels is I want to talk about my book, Finding the Real You, will be out. It will be out on, get this, Cinco de Mayo, May 5th of 2022. You can catch it on Amazon and Kindle. You can order it right there, get it ordered, get it shipped to you. Or if you want to pre-order it and get my autograph, just go to www.garv automotive. You can see that right here. Garv as GARV as in Victor, automotive.com. Hit this Finding the Real You book, stroll all the way down, hit PayPal, use your credit card, your debit card, it doesn't matter. Click on there, enter all your information, hit pay now, bam. And when the book comes out, I will personally autograph it for you for free. Okay, so let's get into the 5 levels of leadership. The first level of leadership is position leader. Now, the position leader is pretty much like a manager that gets a title. They get handed the title and then they think, I'm the boss now. You do what I say. I am superior. They base everything on rules, policies, regulations, and in all reality, they try to act like a dictator. How many of you have had somebody that you know has became a positional leader that acts like a dictator? Raise your hand. I've been there. I understand who. But they are so demanding. They don't have leaders, any leadership skills. They just start barking orders. Now, people follow positional leaders because they have to. They have to follow these leaders because that is what their job requirement is. But there is no respect. There is no sign of influence there. Now, that position leader will not become a position leader for very much longer if they don't change their mindset. They don't change their mindset to get to the next level of leadership, which would be permission leadership. Now, permission leadership is you're building a relationship, building a relationship with the people under you, the people you're trying to influence. So basically, they start to follow you because they want to. They see that you are about to change things and you're doing something for them. It's relationable. And so that's where you play with that fine line of friend and influencer leadership. Because if you flirt with that line for too much and you start being a good friend to them, then the person that you're trying to influence gets the idea that every time you get onto them or you have to write them up, they look at you and are like, "Hey, I thought we were friends, man. I thought we were buddies." And in this case, you're not a friend, you're not a buddy, and if you keep playing with that line, that's gonna move you back down to the position leader, and then you start becoming that dictator again. Now, the third level of leadership is production. Production leadership, it people start to follow you because they see what you're doing for the organization. It could be the place you work, it could be a dealership, it could be the home office, it could be anywhere. And it's they see what you've done for the organization, the company, and they want to jump on your coattails and follow you in that direction. And maybe they can get some kind of reimbursement or some kind of a reward, so they follow you because of what you've done for the organization. Now, the fourth one is really, really where some good leaders go and stay, and it's people development leadership. Now, people follow you because of what you've done for them, and it's teaching others, and it's mentoring. It is helping people get to where they need to get in their life, and it's they follow you because they want to do the same thing. It's like paying it forward. It's like doing things the right way. This is the level that you start to develop other leaders yourself. People that are under you start becoming leaders themselves, and you start seeing people grow. You start seeing people getting better. You start seeing people doing the same things that you are doing, which develop more people development leadership. So this is where some of them, most of the people stop. They stop at this leadership. They don't go down, but they don't rise to the final and fifth step of leadership, and that's the pinnacle. Now, the people follow the pinnacle leader because of who they are and what they represent. You see that in other places and other uh, businesses. For an example, look at Tom Brady. He is a pinnacle leader. The man led so many. Yeah, I mean, he was just one man. He played for the Patriots. He's the quarterback. He's the captain. He's El Capitan. People followed him because he was winning championships. It was what he was doing, it was who he was and what he represented, and he represented championships. So when he went to the Buccaneers, when he went to Tampa Bay, Gronkowski followed. We had Antonio Brown that wanted to go. We had other players that said, "I want to play for the Buccaneers also." Now he retired, but now look at him. Now he's coming back. Gronk is coming back, and now they got Julian Edelman, which played for the Patriots. This is where you want to get to the top. This is where you want to be in leadership. You want to be in the pinnacle. One man that I personally have a relationship with is John Luciano with Street Volkswagen of Amarillo. He is at the pinnacle because we follow him because of who he is and what he represents. That's the leadership you want to be at to get to the next level. That is the pinnacle. That is the top of the mountain. If you end up at the top of the mountain in the pinnacle leadership, that is the top dog. People like you, people respect you, people will follow you, people will do what you ask because of who you are and what you represent. So when I ask you what leader do you want to be, it should be the pinnacle. I'm not at the pinnacle yet. I look forward to the day I become at the pinnacle due to the fact I want to be respected. I want to help others. I want to represent a greater good in this world. It doesn't matter where I go in my career. I want to be a leader that people will follow because of who I am and what I represent. We're having problems right now in the presidency. Biden is not getting us where we want to go. He's not a true leader. He is not a pinnacle leader. People thought they were going to follow. People thought they were going to follow him because of who he was and what he represented. But we all know politics is full of lies. We all know whoever runs for president is a bull-faced liar. So what you want to be is you want to change that. You and wherever you go in your life and your career, you want to change that. Now, can you fall down from pinnacle back to people development, back to production, back to permission, back to position? Yes, you can always fall down, but you can always climb yourself back up. So ask yourself what you want to do. What kind of leader do you want to be? And it doesn't matter if you are a peon right now. It doesn't matter if you are an employee right now. You could still be a leader. You can still jump on and become a leader. You can you can jump on and become an influencer. It's just you have to do what it takes. It doesn't matter. You can be a salesman and you can still be a leader. Leadership. Nobody wants to follow. Nobody wants to teach followers. They want to make new leaders. Keep that in mind. Make yourself better. Thank you for joining me to Ron Garvik Speaks, the newest podcast from Ron Garvik. I really appreciate you guys tuning in, sharing, liking, letting people know about Ron Garvik Speaks. You guys are awesome. I appreciate everything you've done, and I still believe in you. I believe in your success. Go check out the book. Buy the book today. www.garvautomotive.com. Get onto it. Log in now. It will be great. You will enjoy it. It will be a game changer. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again. I really appreciate you. We will talk soon.